Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Inspire into Action, the place where we do interviews of women who are inspired to take action in business. This is your host, Tara Omotosho, and today we have Shymeia Lee. Shymeia is going to tell us about her business and who she is. How are you doing, Shymeia?
I'm doing good, Tara. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for being available to talk to us about your business. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do.
So I am a real estate professional who educates the average American on how to build wealth through real estate investing. So I find that unfortunately our school system doesn't teach you how to build wealth. No. So I've taken it as my personal mission to help others understand the process and create wealth and create a legacy for their families through real estate. So that's just what I do. That's nothing much.
Nothing much. Like, you do a whole lot of stuff. You help to build dreams for people and help make, dreams come true, basically. I mean, whether it is through selling a property or finding your dream home or just investing in something, that's key. How did you get involved in real estate? And have you always wanted to be a realtor?
Yeah, actually, it's funny you say that because ever since I was like 12 years old, when my mother and father went to buy their first home, that's what really sparked my interest. The process was just fun for me. It was new. It was exciting. The real estate agent who my parents had at the time, she engaged and involved me as a young child. And so that was the first spark of interest. Then I had some family members who were investing in property back in Philadelphia, and I was a part of that process. So those things have always sparked my interest, but of course life happened and I took a bunch of turns and tried a bunch of different careers that ultimately led me right here where I really wish I was a long time ago. But I actually was licensed in real estate back in 2014. So it's been about 3 years plus that I've been actually practicing.
That's good. That's good. So it's interesting how you said life just takes you off a different course and then you just come back to where you are. But I think all those situations that you went through, other situations, they prepare you for this moment where you are right now. I mean, they attribute to they gave you some skills and some valuable tools that I'm sure you're using in your business today.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Negotiation skills, sales and marketing. All of that you don't realize when you're doing these things, as there are some women watching this and you may be in a different career path than you would desire to be. You don't realize what you're learning right now is actually preparing you for your future. So all those things that I've learned in times past, I'm actually using now. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. It's key. So in regards to the years that you've been a realtor and the times that you maybe were just involved in real estate, what are some challenges that you found and how have you overcome those challenges?
Oh, there have been lots of challenges.
Don't scare them. No, I'm just joking.
I won't scare you. I think for me, the one challenge that I had to overcome was having clear goals. You start out in an industry and you're excited, and I have this passion for people and this passion to educate and passion for real estate, but my goals weren't clear. And so over the past 3 years, I found myself always making adjustments to those goals, but now I'm finally to a place where my goals are clear and I can apply that focus and really see massive results. So I would say having clear goals was the biggest challenge for me.
That's good in all arenas. I mean, having a clear goal and a clear outline of what you're going to do, even though we alluded to in the beginning, like you may stray from that a little bit, but at least knowing what your goal is, or like today, what is your goal for today? What are you going to complete today? I always do a day-to-day inventory of what I want to complete throughout the day because I will get off course if I don't have it. And I mean, if I don't have it written down, I still write down things. So, I mean, I use my phone for other things too, but like if it's not written down, to me, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So, but that's in life and in business. You got to have clear goals on what you want to do. And when you have clear goals, it is hard for someone to get you off track, as far as you may have decided that or you may have started your day, and then clients call and things change, and that's fine, and your day is fluid. But for someone to take you totally off you know, what you're trying to do, that can mess up, you know, a potential deal. So it's important to have a clear goal, outcomes, and goals and outcomes for your day and for just your future. That's really good.
Absolutely. And I've always done to-do lists.
Me too.
I was in high school, I've had to-do lists, and so I still have daily to-do lists, but I've learned something very key, that instead of having a to-do list that has everything I should do and could do, I want to boil it down to a success list, and it be everything I should do. Because that way your day feels much more productive, because the to-do list has everything on there.
Right.
And some of the things on there are not even for you. They may be for your children or your home or your spouse. But what are the things I should do today that would make tomorrow better? So I've learned to focus even my to-do list, my to-do list more clear, that I can stay focused.
Yeah, focus on you and what you want to do in your business.
Absolutely.
So in regards to, we talked a little bit about why you wanted to be a realtor, but what is your inspiration behind what you do?
Oh man, my inspiration. So I believe you should always have a why. There's the big why, and then there's the bag of whys, as my husband likes to say. But my why is truly to create wealth and legacy for families. And real estate just so happens to be the avenue in which I decided to take for that. But there's many ways to do that. But that's my biggest why. I just believe that we as people, especially as Americans, we can be wealthy. A lot of times we find a lot of foreigners or people who come over here and they're doing big things, and we're like, what in the world, you know? But they study in us, and they know us sometimes better than we know ourselves.
That's so
and so for me, it's more so to create a legacy of wealth for families. But my why is my husband drives me, my children drives me. Just my extended family, wanting to see people in my family do and have better. So those things keep me going, because mindset is always the one thing that you have to keep consistent in any type of business or endeavor you desire to approach. And so those things, whenever I'm feeling like overwhelmed or fascinated, as my coach likes to say, I always go back to my why and remind myself of why I'm doing exactly what I'm doing. So.
Yeah, you have to have those reminders. You do, definitely do. And sometimes, you know, they're different for different people. Sometimes it's their family. Sometimes you said, like, it's like what drives you. You want to build a legacy, you know, and it's important. It's important. I think a lot of times our why is just our name, our namesake, because your name is more important than anything. I mean, that's what people remember you by, is your name and what you were able to accomplish while you were here on this earth. So it's very important, like you said. In regards to real estate and what someone needs to do, like if someone's listening to the show and they've wanted to become a realtor, what are some things that you can suggest to them that they do in order to make that happen?
Well, the first thing is get into class. You can find different classes in your area. Sometimes there are real estate brokers who hold classes, and then there is the state has their own site where you can go on and find all the licensing classes that are going on at the time. So I would say the first thing is to sign yourself up for a class, and while you're waiting for all the materials and everything, really get your why. Why are you doing this? There are a lot of real estate agents, even just here in the state of Maryland, and I'm not sure if everyone is exactly clear on why they're doing it. So I would just say, so you don't have to go through what I went through and having clarity around your goals, know exactly why you're getting into this industry. It's a very fulfilling industry. It's easy, but it's not simple. Or should I say it's simple, but it's not easy.
I like to say it's easy when you know how. When you know how to do anything, it is easy. But to other people that may not know how, it's not easy.
Yeah, and so, you know, it's real estate. The real estate industry is one of the easiest industries to actually get into. You know, you take a class, you pass the test, and you're licensed, and boom, here you go. You're a real estate agent. But there's a lot of nuances that people aren't familiar with or exactly prepared for, and I think that's why when it gets tough, a lot of people get out of it. So I would just say have a clear why around why you decide to enter into this industry, but take action, get into the class. You know, this this whole message that you're bringing to women and men who may be watching is inspiring people into action. So the time is now. Take action.
Yeah.
If you fail, you'll fail forward.
Hey, at least you say you tried and really tried. Not just like, oh, I'm just going to try, because a lot of times when people say I'm going to try, they're not going to do. So it's like, just do it. Like, do it with all your might. Take, like you said, take action and go full throttle, and you will succeed. You'll succeed at something. You know, either you'll have something, lessons learned, or you'll be doing what it is that you want to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Shymeia, I mean, I don't mean to cut you off, and you may have some more points, but I want to ask you what you alluded to. There's a lot of realtors out here, and so what makes you different from other realtors? What's your, what I call your value proposition? What makes you different from all other realtors? So people know that you know, they can become a realtor, but they got to have the difference. What is the difference that you bring?
Well, there are a lot of great real estate agents, a lot of great real estate professionals, and some of them I call friend. But for me, my philosophy is clients come first. It's just point blank. Clients come first. And I don't measure my success by my achievements or my awards, but I measure that by the satisfaction of my clients. If I have a client who's not satisfied, but the deal still closed, I don't feel like that was necessarily a success. So my goal and my job is to always please my client and make sure I put their needs first. Selling a home is huge. Some people have created so many memories, and so many family events have taken place there, and now they have to move into something different. And everyone sells their home for totally different reasons, and it can be very sensitive. And so, yes, we make a commission, but if you got to put the client first, because if you don't, first of all, people can tell when you're genuine or not. And if they deal with you and you're not genuine, they just won't deal with you again, nor will they send their family and friends to you. But when you deal with people and you put them first, they not only trust you with their transaction, but they trust you with their family, friends, and colleagues. So for me, my philosophy is clients come first, and my job is to satisfy my client and make sure the transaction is not only smooth and easy, but educational at the same time.
Yeah, that's great, because you want them to have a memorable experience by working with you. And the only way that you can do that is by really placing value in making sure that all their needs are taken care of within reason. You know, there's only so much that you can do, but you can still make sure that if they're not satisfied, how do we make this better? You know, how can we work this out so it would benefit both of us? Yeah. So what are some skills that people who want to be a realtor or want to get involved in real estate, what are some skills that you think that are important to have?
So going back to me having clear goals, I think the first skill is really self-mastery. I'm learning that myself, just to be a better master of myself. And what that means is just knowing your goals, knowing your strengths and weaknesses, and then having a plan. Before you endeavor into any type of business, no matter what it is, it doesn't even have to be real estate, just any business, just self-mastery. A lot of times we want to master a skill, you know, or we want to master how to sell a product. But in order to be successful in business, I believe truly the first skill you should have is self-mastery. So know yourself and grow yourself. The second skill would be focus. There are, at my office, people like to say shiny objects, like, you know, if it means squirrel. Everything takes your focus. Stay focused, you know, make sure you staying focused on the task at hand. You know, in order to be great, in order to be successful, I believe that focus is the key. So the second thing would be focus. And the last thing I think would be remain teachable. Oh my goodness, I cannot tell you how important it is to remain teachable. Stay humble. You know, you may be very good at what you do. You may know a lot about your area of expertise, but remain teachable. Always attend trainings, always attend educational webinars, always be open to talk to other people in your industry and people outside of your industry. You know, some people have that, I know what I know and there's nothing else to know, but you want to have, I know what I know, but there's always more to know. So I would say the last thing is remain teachable.
Yeah, that's good. I was laughing when you were talking about focus because I was having a conversation with my husband about that today, about like the shiny objects. And, there's so many things out here in this world trying to capture your attention, and you have to remain focused. Whether it is if you want to start a business, I mean, even if it's during research, you have to make sure, okay, I'm going to get on the computer and I'm going to research this. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to go on social media. I'm not going to do this. These things that pop up, I'm not going to allow it to distract me, because oftentimes we allow the distractions to distract us, and then we get off key, and then you're like, why am I on Facebook? Or why am I on Instagram? Like, I've been on here for 30 minutes. Like, I'm supposed to be doing this thing right here. And then you get distracted by your kids or your family and things like that. And then it just is an ongoing cycle that you get involved in, and you never end up taking action. And then you just sort of like forget it, because I wasted this much time. It's time to go to bed, or whatever it is. So focus is it's so important. It's so important to do. And it's not like it takes a long period of time. But when you start, it's like, okay, what does it say? How long does it take to eat an elephant? Just one bite at a time. One bite at a time. If you're interested in starting your own business, it's not going to happen overnight. Especially if you haven't put any work into it, it's not going to happen overnight. But you do little by little. That's when like Shymeia had suggested, have a success list. Have a list for yourself of things that you want to accomplish, whether it's personal growth or business growth, and accomplish those things. Whether it's, tonight I'm just going to spend 10 minutes on the internet researching this business, or finding some tips and tools, or maybe even listen to Inspiring Action to get some inspiration on how then you can start your business, really. So in regards to, this is the last question. This is the one that I think is so much pivotal. I should maybe have it at the beginning, but action. This show is all about taking action, because I think that it's enough about talking about it. Let's do it. So what are some action steps if someone wants to get involved? I mean, you alluded to it earlier about taking the class, but say I am a new realtor. What are some things that I can do to become more successful in my field?
Oh, absolutely. Back to that remaining teachable, you need to get you a coach or a mentor.
Oh, gotcha.
Somebody has to be able to keep you accountable, because if there's no one who can know what your goals are, and there's no one to check back in and say, okay, did you complete that goal? Yes or no? If you didn't, how do you feel about that? Oh, I feel like this. Okay, now what are you going to do differently? Okay, so what's the new goal? You need to be accountable to someone. So I would say make sure you get yourself a coach or a mentor. And even if it costs a fee, I believe the cost for a coach or a mentor is way less than the cost of learning something at your own expense. So that would be the first thing I would say, get a coach or a mentor. And the second thing, and I think the most important thing, is to attend trainings. I can't stress that enough, how important it is to know your market and to know your information, because real estate is the biggest purchase. It's sometimes the biggest transaction that people will ever face in their lives. And they are entrusting you to handle that for them. And so you need to make sure that you know everything about that process. So a lot of people think it's just easy as taking someone to see a house and helping them buy it, but there's so many nuances that you need to know, and it's so delicate. So you want to make sure that you are always remaining teachable and attending trainings and just learning more.
And then can you think of one more, just in regards to this business overall? Can you add another one?
Business overall. Take action now. Don't wait. Do it now.
Right. I know that's right. So Shymeia,
do it, because no better time than now.
No, you're right. No better time than now. And, why not now? So in regards to if someone wants to get in contact with you, how can they get in contact with you? And also, could you let them know about the special offer that you're offering to the Inspired Action viewing audience?
So if you're watching this and you're wondering, maybe I didn't give enough clarity on how you should enter into this field, and you just have questions, feel free to call me. My business line is 443-297-9161. You can email me. It's Shymeia Lee @gmail.com. My name's on the bottom. That's how you spell it. Where is it? Isn't that how they do on YouTube?
Okay. Right here.
Comment, like, subscribe.
Right, exactly.
.com, or you can visit my website, ShymeiaLee.kw.com. And for all of the viewers and subscribers today of Inspire into Action, I'm going to be giving you all a free home value estimate. So if you just are curious or want to know what your home is worth, feel free to contact me and I'll be sure to get that information to you. Just to let you know, we are in a hot seller's market. Hot. And so there's no better time than now to possibly get all the equity out of your home that you can. So let me know.
Yeah.
Hit me up.
Yeah, and also, where are you located on social media platforms?
I'm located on Facebook. Everything is Shymeia Lee. Shymeia Lee on Facebook.
Shymeia Lee. Shymeia Lee. Who? Shymeia
On
Lee.
Instagram, I'm Shymeia Lee.
Yeah.
I'm pretty so I think you'll find me very easily. But Shymeia Lee. And if you don't remember my email or number, just find me on Facebook and DM me or something like that.
Yeah. And I'll make sure I put your information in the comments and everywhere that I'm going to be posting this. Thank you, Shymeia, for your time and sharing information with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Have a good one.
All right. Bye-bye. See you guys.